Hi, it's Jenna. This is another video blog for week 13, and the question I'm going to answer is the first one, which is, what are the three most interesting stories in this film? Do you like him more or less now? Is Andy avant-garde? What do you think is Andy's strangest piece and why? So I think in the film, the whole storyline was interesting about Andy's life and how he grew up. I think that it was the most interesting because I feel like a lot of the documentaries we've watched have told us a little bit about the artists' lives growing up, but this documentary went more into detail to really emphasize and to educate us viewers on the childhood and lifestyle that Andy had when he was younger. I think it was sweet that his mother would go out of her way to take care of him, and it kind of reminded me of my mom, and that his mom was basically the reason that he became an artist. Another interesting thing in this film that I learned was that he carried a brown paper bag with art inside of it. Like he just had to go out of his way to be more different. And I just thought it was kind of a little funny, but also a little sad when the art directors began calling him Andy Paperbag. The third thing I found interesting was that he changed his name to Warhol. It reminded me of when people become famous and they start typically going by one name or change their first name to make it more, I don't know, like hip. I mean, all he did was take one letter away, but I think it did dramatically change the flow of his name once that all together. And that's when I think the fame started getting to him a little bit. I think that I like him a little bit better now because he didn't start from the top and then slowly carry on. I like that he worked hard, and so it helped me appreciate his work more. While looking into his childhood a little further, I read that, and this is from one of my references cited in my blog, that Andy was occasionally kept bedridden, and he had pigment issues that caused discoloration of his skin, leading to the nickname Spot and Andy the Red Nose Warhol. It's hard to imagine that someone so famous and well known was bullied as a child, and it does make me respect him more as an artist and as a person. But I do think the fame got to his head when he became super famous. Um, he explored new techniques and tricks and new subjects during his time as an artist, so I would say he is avant-garde. He brought graphics and modernism together, and he just liked to create a new and inventive artwork kind of style. I think his strangest pieces are the paintings from the Death and Disaster series. An interview with Andy in 1963 asked him when he began the death pictures, and he replied, I guess that it was the big plane crash picture, the front page of the newspaper, 129 die. I was also painting the Marilyns. I realized that everything I was doing must have been death. It was Christmas or Labor Day, a holiday, and every time you turned on the radio, they said something like, 4 million are going to die. That started it. When you see a gruesome picture over and over again, it really doesn't have any effect. So those paintings from that series just give such a different vibe than the rest of his pieces, so I think those are the strangest. So that's it for this week's blog. Yeah, my sources are cited in my blog. Thanks. Bye.